All right.
Recording in progress.
What's good, y'all? It's KC2 Real, man. I'm back here with another Talking Stock Tuesdays, man. I hope everybody had a good week. First and foremost, before we get into all the nitty gritty, man. Um, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get updated on all the new videos. Please look in the description for the stock club link, Discord. Join the stock club, man. It's a community. We all just trying to learn and grow and get the money. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, let's go. So first things first. Um, market vibes check. So we got the major indexes. The S&P had a slight dip. The Nasdaq, the futures was the market was down a little bit this morning. Treasury yields are on the rise. We talked about that before. Trade tensions, tariffs. President Trump signed another order. Bitcoin, um, going crazy like always. In energy and clean tech. So we got a lot going on in the market. We're gonna break down pretty much all of this. So let's get into it. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna give y'all kind of like some basic background information. You already know I drop every week. I give y'all the earnings to watch for when it's earnings season. I also give y'all a watch list that I'm personally watching. You don't have to follow it if you don't want to. Also, always please do your own research before you make an investment. But other than that, I'm gonna give y'all some basic run throughs of ETFs I'm watching, a watch list, what earnings is coming out as you can see right here, and then I'm gonna get into the news part at towards the end. So just bear with me. I'm gonna get into all the juicy stories right after I handle some business and get this out the way first. Right, so earners you gotta watch this week for Tuesday is GitLab. This is a stock that I've been watching closely. I don't know if I like it that much yet. But I'm still watching and we'll see how the earnings turns out. Wednesday, GameStop and Campbell Soup. Thursday, DocuSign, Broadcom, and Costco. Thursday is probably the most important day on this list. So the other days you don't really got to worry too much about unless you like those stocks. If you do, then that's on you. But Thursday, I'm definitely interested to see what DocuSign has done and Broadcom and for surely Costco because I love Costco as a stock. So all right, let's keep it going. So this is the watch list that I'm personally watching. I know everybody has their own version of what the stocks they're watching. That's what makes the stock market fun, is because everybody has their lane. Everybody, finds their own stock that fits them. Saying everybody has their own strategies and things of that nature. Why they like this stock, why they like that stock. And, there's plenty of stocks out there that you can get into. So just depends on what type of investment you're trying to make. So, anyways, but based on what I've been doing, which is pretty much I've been trading a lot of options lately, and I've also been doing swing trades. So my watch list is tailored towards that. If you're on long term investing and things of that nature, stick around for these ETFs I'm about to give you on the next slide. But yeah, for anyways, let's go through this. So this watch list, I got Carvana. I love Carvana. Um, I don't know how they've been staying so strong throughout all this going on with the tariffs and stuff, but for some reason they've been having so much resilience. Um, and it's been paying off for them. So I've been watching Carvana a lot. They've been hitting new 52-week highs and things of that nature. So I've been watching them a lot. Kroger, I like Kroger as a defensive pick. Earnings are dropping next week. So I like to see Kroger because I feel like it's one of Walmart's biggest competitors, to be honest. So I like it. I like Kroger a lot. So we'll see what it does. I'm looking into do an option play for that if the earnings turn out well for me. Chewy, I love Chewy. I've talked about Chewy like a while back when I kind of first started doing Talkin Stock Tuesdays. But I love Chewy. I really do enjoy buying this stock. I enjoy the company. I like the company. I think it's well managed, and I think they definitely have an edge being an American brand and things of that nature. So I I like Chewy a lot. I've been trading Chewy with options lately because it's been on a tear. So I like Chewy. The next one is U.S. Steel. So what we're gonna talk about in a minute is about this tension that's going on with Trump and China, and he accused them of allegedly violating the terms of their agreement when they agreed for the 90-day tariff pause. So we'll see what happens from that, but still is directly benefiting because one of the things that he was proposing was to put higher tariffs on foreign steel products. So, of course, U.S. steel is an American steel product, so it's benefiting from their competitors being tariffed. So that also has been on a tear lately. So I've been watching that. And Constellation Energy, we're gonna talk about this one as well. Um, I like Constellation Energy. It just locked in a 20-year deal with Meta. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And that's just a new play that I'm kind of doing my research on right now. So I'm not sure what play I'm gonna use for this one yet, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of just new figuring this out ever since I've heard the news about this deal, which is probably bad on my part that I didn't know about this company sooner. But well, you can't catch them all. It's too many. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do more research into this one, and then I'll let y'all know by next week. All right. So if you're on a long term plays, I'm a big advocate for beginners. If you're a beginner, I'm always a big advocate for starting with ETFs because they're very safe. Um, Especially the ones that I'm giving you, they're really steady. They don't do too much. They don't have too much volatility most of the time, unless Trump announces more tariffs or something. The market crashes all the hell again. But other than that, yeah, we'll be all right. So what do we have right now for this? We have VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It's basically like having kind of like SPY a little bit. Um, VTI is Vanguard Total Market. We have a lot of Vanguard ETFs, just by the way, because I love Vanguard, I love BlackRock. Um, you gotta love them because they own the world. If you know, you know. But anyways, allegedly. But anyways, full U.S. market exposure, large to small caps. VTI. We got QQQ. We got VIG, which is a dividend appreciation Vanguard ETF. I like that a lot because I love dividends, especially if you're a person that has a lot of shares and you just want to kind of don't do too much trading, just want your money to kind of grow. Dividends is always a good option for that. And we got the IYF, which is the iShares US Financials. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one has been a little shaky lately, only because things with the economy aren't looking too well with the 30-year Treasury yield and all that things. So, um, a lot of things with financials are kind of looking. We got high interest rates and things of that nature. So, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the long term with financials and financial systems. So, that one's kind of shaky. Now, if everything turns around for the better, i.e., our man in charge stops making crazy statements and crazy policies, I think we'll be all right. But to be honest with you, we're also going to talk about in a few. We're going to talk about the big beautiful bill from Trump. If you know, you know. So we're going to get into that too in a second. So just bear with me. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I be going off on these tangents, but I got to give y'all the real, man. I got to give y'all the real always. All right, so let's get into some news. So yeah, for those ETFs, definitely look into those. I told you about IYF is a little shaky, so all the rest of them pretty solid plays though. Okay, so big business news that's happened. So let's talk about Apple. We got tariff concerns, potential impact from new tariffs announced by President Trump, which we're going to talk about in a second. Google. I love Google right now. I've been loving Google. A lot of people was counting Google out, saying that they were too late to the AI party and things of that nature, and OpenAI and ChatGPT was killing their profit margin because nobody was Googling stuff anymore and all that things of that nature. Well, comes to find out, they must have been hearing your cries and working in silence. So they've been making a lot of AI advancements. That VO3 is scary technology. I mean, the way it can just like conjure up movie style top content in minutes is crazy. So I'm definitely gonna see big things coming from Google. So I really, really believe that Google. I'm very, very bullish on Google long term. All right, so let's talk about Tesla. Tesla has been going on a tear to the upside ever since Elon Musk announced that he was going to step back from his political role, whatever that was. He says now he's going to be sleeping back in the office. If you were here last week, I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. If you were here last week, I put up the actual tweet where he said he was going to start sleeping back in the office and focusing 100% on his companies back again. So ever since then, Tesla's been doing pretty well. We'll see how it pans out. Um, in business, there's a thing where you can't never get comfortable. I mean, I know he's super rich, but when it comes to business, you can't just go off on a tangent for a couple months and then pop back in and still be number one. When you're at that level, business moves fast. The moment you step away from your duties, somebody's already behind your back cooking. So we'll see how if he can maintain his margin in the market, but we'll see. All right. So, anyways, OpenAI they got an acquisition with former Apple developer. We talked about that last week as well. So y'all already got the 411 on that. If you want to get the full breakdown on all that news, we also talked about the Google thing as well and Apple last week. So if y'all want to get all that news, go watch last week's episode if you haven't already watched it. If you have already watched it, gracias. All right. So we got quantum computing developments, which emerging headlines suggest significant advancements on the horizon. Now, I told y'all months and months and months and months ago that I believed quantum computing was going to be the next AI type boom. Now, I could be wrong. It may be robotics, which is what I'm hearing the CEO of NVIDIA saying in interviews and things of that nature. But I definitely think quantum computing is going to be important in the future. So there was a lot of people saying that, oh, quantum computing ain't really going to be nothing. It was a pump and dump. A lot of the companies' profit margins are upside down and things of that nature. And I'm like, okay, there's no real use case for it. I'm like, all right. But it's been coming back around, so we'll see what happens. I still like quantum computing, but The stocks are doing poorly. They were doing poorly for a long time. So I don't know. If they turn it around though, I'm gonna be in. I'm gonna be bullish. All right. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm chewing. All right, but anyways, let's get into the real news. Trump versus China. Here we go again, y'all. So Trump says China broke their May trade deal and hits them with 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum. And he threatens more, and he threatens more. So what does that mean? That means prices might jump on tech, clothes, and cars. Big brands like Apple, Tesla, and Nike could take a hit. China's talking about retaliation, bans chips and rare earth elements. So steel stocks, which is like I told you with X a minute ago, steel stocks, they are going up. They've been up since it was announced. The S&P 500 dipped though. The Dow dipped a little bit, which means things could turn to the downside. We never know. That's why you got to stay on your toes when it comes to Trump. And that, I just want to say this to that reporter that told Trump to his face that people on Wall Street was using the taco trade. What are you doing? Why did you tell him that? Like, why would you tell him that though? Like, what do you want him to tank the market again? You want him to you want him to listen to you tell him that so he can get disrespected, feel disrespected, and then be like, all right, well, okay, they think I'm a chicken, huh? And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, the stock market, Wall Street guys have coined a term for Trump called taco. It's called the taco trade. And the taco trade is Trump always chickens out. They're basically saying that Trump, they know he's all talk. He puts on these tariffs, but they know when the economy really starts going to the downside, he gets scared and panics and chickens out. So he takes them off and then the market booms again. So that's what they're calling. So basically, because the reason that they're saying that the taco trade is because when Trump originally announced the tariffs and everything started tanking, people didn't know how long Trump was going to let it ride. Like people didn't know that Trump was going to take the tariffs off the first time he did it. So people was like, "Oh no, we don't know. We don't know how long he might keep these tariffs on." You see what I'm saying? So now that people have seen him take them off multiple times after he realizes that it's actually bad for the economy, which he should know that before he does it. But anyways, after and once he takes it out, people realize that okay, he always chickens out. So they called it the taco trade. So if the US, I just had to say that. I'm sorry, that had nothing to do with what I was talking about, but that you dead wrong. That reporter that told him that. Like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? You trying to hurt every investor in the market? It's crazy. But anyways, so China has put out a response. If the U.S. insists on its own way and continues to damage China's interests, China will continue to take resolute and forceful measures to safeguard its legitimate rights and interests. And that's from the Chinese Ministry of Commerce. And that's from Bloomberg. So, yeah, that's crazy. But I told y'all China wasn't going to back down. I've told y'all plenty of times about these tariffs and how this was going to go. They don't hold the cards. I told you. The America does not hold the cards in this situation. They just don't. The only thing they have is military. And if they result and go to military, a lot of people are going to die. And that's just real. I'm not trying to make it a doomsday, but that's his only other option, unless he just realizes he can't win this. And he just says, all right, we can make an agreement, you know what I'm saying? But either way, I don't know, man. And I just feel like this just makes America look bad. I think it just makes America look weak. Like all this stuff he's doing just makes us look super weak. Some people gonna see it otherwise, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not I'm not one of those extreme people that just I hate you because your political position. It is what it is. You don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm just trying to make money. I'm here to talk about stocks. I ain't here to talk about politics. I'm only talking about politics because the politics are currently affecting the market. But anyways, let's keep going. So the next story is we're talking about these nuclear energy stocks, man. A lot of people have been telling me about, hey, see, oh yeah, you need to get into nuclear energy stocks. It's been going crazy right now. So what I've been seeing is a lot of people saying that, but now I just seen that Meta made a big deal with this nuclear energy tech company. So Meta made a 20-year deal with this company named Constellation Energy to power AI operations. Now, Constellation Energy is a nuclear energy facility that provides tech operations through with nuclear energy that needs nuclear power. But you know these big tech companies need power. They need a lot of power to run these supercomputers, these AI big machines. That's why they building all these big data centers and things of that nature. So it takes a lot of energy and it creates a lot of heat. And that's why sometimes it's bad for the environment. So, you'll see about that. But yeah, so that was a big deal. The stock itself, Constellation Energy, has been doing really well. I think the ticker is CEG. But yeah, it's definitely been doing a lot. I like it. So there's some other players in the game. We got New Scale, we got BWX Technologies, and Oklo. They're all gaining attention in the nuclear sector. Um, Industry trends, tech giants, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google also invested in nuclear energy. So a lot of people are investing in nuclear energy, big names. So we might see a big pop with these nuclear energy companies, just something to keep in mind, something to look out for. But I definitely have been seeing and hearing a lot about it from people. So I just thought I'd throw that in here to make y'all aware of it. Because whenever I get to play, I put y'all onto the play. Let's get it. All right, come on. So, all right. Oh, snap. All right. Now, let's talk about Trump's big, beautiful tax bill. Wow. Y'all see my picture? Y'all like it? This is Trump's mood on everything. I'm telling you, this has to be how he feels. But I don't want to say it on here because I don't want my video get flagged. But But look, okay, let's break this down. All right, I'm gonna try my best, y'all, not to go on a rant when it comes to this stuff. But it's just so much misinformation going on in the world today that it makes it hard to even like listen to people's opinions because it's like it's getting to the point where it's like you can literally tell what news channel somebody watches just because of how they talk about issues. Like you just know, like because all their information be skewed, and it just exactly what channel it came from, right? So it's crazy. But all right, so let's talk about what's in the bill. So corporate tax cuts, big businesses keep more of their profit. We already knew that. Extension of the 2017 tax cuts. which mostly favors the top 20% earners. So, what does it not have? No real boost for the working class, earned income tax credit and child tax credit untouched. Tip workers still taxed, no relief like some headlines applied. And the national debt increases $5 trillion added over the next decade. And just so you think, because I know people be out there and say, oh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not going to happen. I put the source there for you just so you can see it. So you can actually go look this up on your own. That's from the Congressional Budget Office. Let me read that one more time. Republicans are adding to the national debt $5 trillion over the next decade. Now, if you don't know what our debt is currently at, I believe it's about 34 trillion, 36 trillion. I can't remember the exact number because it rising all the time. We have a historically high debt already. And instead of not raising the debt, bro, the thing about Trump is I don't even hate Trump, to be honest. Like, to be honest with you, I don't even hate him for real. Because it's like, I get who he is. It's like, you're not going to agree with everybody, but it's like, all right, it's like you just, like, you know how somebody like that, you fucked up to everybody else that you know, but you just be like, but you know what I'm saying? That's just how he is, bro. Don't worry about him. That's just how he is. That's how I feel about Trump. Like, I don't worry about that nigga. I just know how he is. But it's crazy that, like, I swear in his campaign, he was campaigning saying that the budget deficit was too high. I swear that's one of the things he was saying was that the debt ceiling was too high. And you're going to increase it by not 100, 300, 400 billion, 5 trillion? Nigga, excuse my language. Bro, this is the biggest increase to the national debt in history. In actual history, like literally history, like ever, like ever since America was made, ever. That's insane. But I hope I've seen people coming out saying that they're not going to support it, like senators and things of that nature. So we'll see. Um, I've seen a lot of people saying they're not going to support it, but even the conservatives are coming out and saying this is crazy. I don't care about all the other stuff. I just care about you adding 5 trillion to the debt. And that's all they care about. They literally don't care about nothing else. And I don't blame them. I mean, I do blame them for not caring about nothing else, but I'm saying as a conservative, I mean, at least you saying this is crazy. Like, at least you willing to call him out on this craziness that he's trying to do. Because that's insane. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep y'all updated, but I'm telling y'all, man, America's in a spooky place for once. And I think my whole lifetime since I've been born, and probably since my mom's whole lifetime, America is literally not like the littest place no more. Like everybody's leaving to travel all the time because they know America sucks. Like America's like the dwindling. You know, You know how when you hit a spot, it's fun, super fun the first time. Then like the next 10 times you go, you be like, all right, bro, I done been there 20 times. That's how America's starting to feel like, damn, bro, I'm still here. This shit getting whacked. Like, bro, it's nasty, bro. Like, we'll see what happens, man. But let's talk about the impact on low income Americans, man, because I ain't rich. I ain't poor, but I ain't rich. And I'm still a citizen. So all of this is going to be affecting me and everybody else. I got Medicaid, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm I'm one of them. So I don't know what it's gonna mean for this, but we gotta see what's up. So minimal tax relief, most breaks go to high earners. Cuts risk to social programs, Medicaid and SNAP can face pressure. Inflation and interest rates, more debt equals higher rates, more economic squeeze, trickle down, still waiting. So it's gonna get nasty, y'all. Hopefully it doesn't get taken through. But let me give y'all my take. And this is my keep it real moment. I don't even hate the bill that much, to be honest. I don't really give a fuck. I just want them to remix it. Like, unless this bill gets a serious remix, it's just another tax break for the rich dressed up in red, white cap. It's giving corporate welfare, not economic justice. Low income folks deserve more than scraps. And that's my true feeling on that. So Trump, get it together, man, for real. And I see what you're doing. That pardoning young boy and pardoning and and pardoning Larry Hoover, that ain't gonna save you. I see what type of time you on. That ain't gonna save you, bro. Don't think because you pardon Larry Hoover, bro, you over there, you cool with us. I'm sorry. Ain't no respect to them, to the guys, man. But hey, that ain't it. All right. So, what are your risks? Your risks are the yield curve, which we talked about, still inverted, signaling potential recession concerns. Especially if this bill passes, man, it's gonna be nasty. So y'all better pray. Trade relations, China, ongoing trade tensions with the US, inflation, OECD warns inflation could approach 4% by the end of the year. Caution, advisable to lock in profits and avoid overexposure. So that's just a little tip for all y'all that's about to hit this game and be trading this week and next week. Lock in, y'all, man. It's getting spooky. Let's go. So, what's my final word for y'all? This market ain't for the lazy. It's chess, not checkers. Focus on high conviction plays, learn from losses and build on wins. Stay informed and agile in your strategies. Man, for real, man. You already know, man. If you in the stock club, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate y'all that's watching on here. I love y'all as always. And y'all can always DM me. Follow me on Instagram at KC2Real, KCTOO Real. Yes, man. Follow me, DM me, hit me up. I want to interact with y'all. I want to talk to y'all. I want to build with y'all, man. I want to grow with y'all. So don't be scared to interact. Please like, subscribe to the channel, all that to catch every video. Um, and other than that, click the link in the description to join the stock club. Please become a part of the family, man. We building, we growing over there. Myself included. I'm not better than nobody in that stock club. We all building together. We are a real family in there. So please, 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 please pull up, pull up, pull up. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here though. Love, love, love.